Hello, and welcome to Freedom with Marketing. I'm Sam, the founder of Freedom with Marketing, and welcome to the Life, Leadership and Business Lessons playlist. In today's video, I want to share with you a concept which I unfortunately had to learn the hard way, and I have unfortunately experienced a lot of pain, setbacks, to the point in one scenario where I completely lost my passion and interest for the thing that I love doing the most, which is running, and why you should adopt this mindset from the lesson I've learned and how it will set you up in the future. So if you're new to the channel, if you don't know, one of my hobbies is to do ultra marathons and to do ultra running. I'm not the person that finishes in the top 10. I'm not the person that often finishes in the top third of competitors. But when I do the runs, it is me versus the course, me versus the distance, and it's a great way to measure progress, to set yourself seemingly impossible tasks and then to proceed and to actually achieve them. And I just love doing it. So today's lesson is based on my very first trail experience. So this was a few years back. Prior to signing up for the trail run, I had done countless marathons, countless 50 kilometers. Most of these were just on my own, where I set myself the target of going and running 42 kilometers, and then I just go out on my own and run the distance. I set myself a target of going out and running 50 kilometers, then I'd go out and run the distance. I've done several distances longer than 50 kilometers. I've done 2 self-supported 100 kilometer runs, which again was just me going out and covering a distance of 100 kilometers on my own. And when my watch ticked over to say 100 kilometers, it was considered done. So I went into my very first trail run, which was a total distance of 110 kilometers with 5,800 meters, I think, of climbing. And I went in there and I looked back and thought, well, in the past, I've done 200 kilometers, I've done all these runs, I'm going to be fine. Yes, there's a lot of climbing involved, but hey, how hard can it be? And I went in and gave myself a 99% chance of finishing. In my mind, there was nothing that was going to stop me from finishing. And 18 and a half hours into the run, I missed the cut-off time at the halfway point. Just over halfway through the course, I was forced to stop. Now, to be honest with you, in the last 16 kilometers or so to that checkpoint, everything had fallen apart for me. Stomach issues, couldn't take on calories, everything hurt. And whether I would have continued on if I would have made the checkpoint is another thing. And I honestly felt a lot of relief at the moment when I knew that I wasn't going to meet the cutoff time and I could actually stop. You expect to finish it and give yourself a 99% chance. You barely make it halfway through and you're out. That was a tough pill for me to take. It was a hard experience for me to get through afterwards. I was depressed for such a long time because I had evaluated my performance at here, when in actual fact I was way down here. And signing up to this run, in my naivety, I'd never done a trail run before, so how do I know what to expect? I didn't expect the sections to be as hard as they are when you're climbing on steep single trail in hot, humid conditions, when it's wet and slippy and all of the other issues that come with that. But that's just the reality of trail runs. I didn't expect the cumulative elevation, especially in the hot conditions, how much is going to destroy your legs without the proper training and conditioning. And I just went in naive. I lost my passion for running. It took me maybe 6 weeks to 2 months afterwards for me to start getting back into running again. And if I remember correctly, I didn't actually start running again properly where I'm running 4 or 5 times a week for probably 5 or 6 months afterwards. So it took me a long time to actually get over that. The lesson that I had to learn here is that you should never expect success immediately, especially if it's something new that you're trying. Grant Cardone, in his book The 10X Rule, talks about how everything you expect to do will take you 10 times longer than you think. And also that is what I've found to be true, that if I set myself quarterly goals and quarterly targets, very rarely do I actually achieve them in my business. Of course, that is all down to me, my leadership and the systems that I'm currently building. And the same is probably true for you too. The lesson is that whenever you do anything, don't expect that you're going to succeed straight away. Expect that you're going to go and face setbacks and challenges along the way. expect things to go wrong. Nobody can predict the future, whether it's good or bad. You may have some kind of a black swan event, something completely unexpected that comes in and derails everything. You may find that something positive happens and a new opportunity comes and it bypasses everything. But then that puts you on a different path. All of these things are in the future, you cannot control. The only thing that you can control is what you do right now in the present in order to be better at what you're doing tomorrow. And when you can accept that you're not going to succeed first time, and that if you do succeed first time, but probably a lot of luck came into it, and if you have experienced a lot of failures and setbacks in the past, that all of this experience builds on into your wisdom, which allows you to make more strategic decisions in the future, which makes it more likely you'll succeed. But having this mindset and being aware and accepting it, and then embracing the journey and embracing every setback as a lesson in what not to do, it helps you remain focused, it helps you have a positive mindset and stay optimistic. It puts the negative thoughts and pushes them out. It stops you from catastrophizing about certain things that may or may not happen. And as I've mentioned before in other videos, that it's all, when you're in a really tough situation, it's your mindset that's going to get you through it. Having a negative mindset and letting your emotions take control are going to lead to suboptimal decisions at the time when you need to make smart decisions. It's going to delay how you take action. It's going to delay how you get through things. Whereas having a more positive outlook and a more optimistic way of looking at things, it's always going to end better, because whatever situation you're in will pass. So the lesson here is, don't expect success to happen immediately. It's probably not going to happen. So just focus on what you can do, focus on the things that are in your control, and that's it. That's all I've got for you. See you in the next video.